What is this?
Look how cute this Airbnb is.
This tiny little yellow house was our home away from home for this year's girl trip. We actually rented an Airbnb instead of, going the hotel route this time around. This was my first time in an Airbnb, and it was really nice. It was really cool. This little house, it looked so small on the outside, but it was actually really spacious on the inside. It had 3 bedrooms, 6 beds, 2 full baths, nice kitchen, washer and dryer. Even had a playroom or like a rec room for kids, nice backyard, even a grill. I mean, everything you would want or you would have in your own home, all of the comforts of home was right there. And it was really, really nice and clean, nice and bright. And it definitely had plenty of room, for all of us to stretch out. It was nice. I would definitely consider doing an Airbnb again when I travel versus the hotels. Yeah, the price was right too. Honestly, the cost of a hotel room for one night was more than it cost for us to rent this Airbnb for 3 nights. The math is definitely mathing with an Airbnb. So as soon as we got acclimated in the house and figured out who was going to sleep where, we dropped our bags, we freshened up a little bit, and we headed out. San Antonio is an absolutely beautiful city. It is so bright and vibrant and colorful and so rich in Mexican history. It's a really cool place. If you've never been, add this one to your bucket list. While we were out and about, we made our way over to the River Center Mall. That was the most interactive mall I've ever been in, especially for kids. Everything from dinosaurs to an obstacle course. Parents can get a lot of shopping done, adults can get a lot of shopping done, but if you have to bring kids with you to, the River Center Mall, there's a lot of stuff for the kids to do too. Every floor, there was so much activity for the kids to get into. It was great. And then we finally made our way to the main attraction, which was the San Antonio Riverwalk itself. My friends had been there before, many, many years ago, so they didn't remember a whole lot, but I had never been. And it did not disappoint. It was more, oh my goodness, it was more beautiful and it was more just amazing, particularly dressed up in holiday lights and all the things. The Riverwalk was beautiful. I can see it just being the #1 tourist attraction in the summer without all the lights and all of the, holiday decor. But this time of year in December, walking the Riverwalk in San Antonio, it was magical. The San Antonio Riverwalk is a place where you can actually forget this is Texas. Yeah, I'm definitely coming back.
It dates back all the way to 1889. Well, folks, it's no longer a brewery, but this is a good place to hop off at to start your tour. Because it does have a lot to offer. You're going to find over 30 restaurants here. If y'all are hungry, this is an excellent place to hop off and get some good food. Also, you want to do some Christmas shopping? Well, you got your covered there too. It's a very fine retail store to do some Christmas shopping at. And also, ladies and gentlemen, the Riverwalk, folks. This is where the Riverwalk starts at the Pearl. It's really pretty throughout this area. So there's all kinds of good things to see and do here at our stop first. Let me direct your attention on the right-hand side of the bus for just a moment. Right there on the banks of our Riverwalk, you're going to see a sculpture. Well, the name of that sculpture, folks, is called the Grotto. And it's by a very famous artist who lives in San Antonio. His name is Carlos Cortez. Now, he's actually a third-generation artist. His whole family's been making art in San Antonio for many years.
Brewery building that dates back to 1884. The museum offers art of the Americas, including pre-Columbian, Spanish colonial, and Latin American folk art. The museum also has a comprehensive collection of Egyptian, Greek, and Roman art. We will pause momentarily for folks who want to hop off and visit the museum. Please watch your step and check with your driver for the day's bus schedule.
Stop number 8. This is stop number 10 right here, folks. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our next stop is just up the road here a bit. And that will be stop 11. It's called the Downtown Riverwalk. It's where you can hop off the bus and go hop on a boat. You guys have boat tickets? This is your stop right up here. Now, folks, there's some low-hanging Christmas lights coming up, folks. Okay, be careful with these low-hanging Christmas lights right here in front of us.
Oh, there they are.
Keep your heads down, folks. Across the San Antonio Riverwalk, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, we don't have two Riverwalks here in San Antonio, and here it is. It's called the San Pedro Creek Culture Park, San Antonio's second Riverwalk, folks. Now they just finished it about 7 months ago or something. Coming up on Market Square in Mercado, the largest Mexican market outside of Mexico, where you're going to find over 100 retail stores there to choose from, and you're going to find the best Mexican restaurant in San Antonio, ladies and gentlemen. The name of that restaurant is Vlogmas Cafe. Been in San Antonio since 1941, folks. It is an icon here in San Antonio, but guys, I guarantee you'll love the food. The service is fantastic. It has the very best of atmosphere inside. There's mariachis singing at you, folks. It's really a good place, folks.
Singing at you.
Now, let me show you where Vlogmas Cafe is. It's right here on the left.
Oh, wow.
Right there on the left. That's their parking lot. One of them. And that's the restaurant right there on the left. But everything on the left, folks, is Market Square. This is going to be our stop for stop number 13, folks.
19th century homes and shady streets. Please remain seated while the bus is in motion and keep an eye out for low-hanging branches. We're on the edge of the district, and as we are not allowed to take our city sightseeing tour bus in, if you'd like to hop off to have a walk around, please do so at our stop. It is a very pleasant and interesting part of the city to have a wander around in, if you have time. Gunther House and Steve's Homestead Museum are open to the public, as is the San Antonio Conservation Society near King William Park. There are also a number of excellent bed and breakfast establishments. The area was originally farmland, irrigated by waterways flowing from the San Antonio River, owned by the 1718 Mission San Antonio de Valero. From 1794, the missions were fully secularized, and the land belonging to Mission Concepcion was bought, sold, and divided into tracts by land speculators beginning in the 1840s. Carl Gunther, a German immigrant, was one of the first to settle here. He built Pioneer Flour Mill on the lower bend of the San Antonio River.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, you just mentioned a German immigrant by the name of Carl Gunther. Well, he did arrive here with his family back in 1841. And one of the very first things that he started to do was build his business right there on the banks of the San Antonio River. Well, folks, if you look to your left, you'll see a tall white building with the word Pioneer on it, folks. Well, that's what Carl Gunther started building back in 1841. And he named it the Pioneer Flour Mill, folks. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now the Pioneer Flour Mill is the oldest active flour mill in the United States. And the really cool thing about it, folks, it's still owned by the Gunther family. Now, a few years later, in 1846, Mr. Gunther built a beautiful house for his family right next to the mill. Well, now the house that he built back then, folks, is a restaurant and a museum. And ladies and gentlemen, if I may recommend breakfast for y'all while you're here in San Antonio, I highly recommend the Gunther House, y'all. Now, this next area that we're going to drive through is known as Southtown. And Southtown is actually known for its great restaurants. You'll also find some art galleries in this area and some antique shops as well. It's a nice area to take a stroll to, folks. It really is. Now, they also have some outdoor I want to call them beer gardens. Well, one of them is a beer garden, but one of them is a place where you can go inside, of course. And it's right here on the right. As a matter of fact, this is our stop, number 16. But it's called Bruno's Dive Bar. It's right there on the right. Place to hang out, folks. It really is. Sipping on a couple of beers, maybe some margaritas, folks.